Hi everyone, welcome. It's been too long. I'm sitting down in the house and I just want to chat. This video is going to be about finding who you are, and it's such a complicated process. We know this, but you know what? No. You know what this video is going to be about? I'm just going to talk about what's on my mind. That's so much better. I feel like pretending that I know what the fuck I'm gonna say, like when I'm like, all right, we're gonna focus on ourselves, I don't have nothing written down. So yeah, I mean, like whatever comes to mind comes to mind. Just got into a relationship that's been very interesting. It's been very, very fun, super exciting. But there's concepts to it that are bringing some light to my eyeballs. Just like being shown parts of myself in ways I get triggered, in ways I am not reactive. It's very interesting. It makes you think a lot about yourself. And yeah, I mean, all different types of relationships reveal things to us. And for me, I've noticed that romantic relationships are quite a trigger, in the best ways and the worst ways. I mean, I'm a woman of business. Do I own a business? No, so that's bullshit. But I would like to think I'm extremely, how do you say? ¿Cómo se dice? I'm disciplined to an extent, but very work oriented. Like I like to do things in which I'm getting things done, or it feels like I'm getting things done, if you know what I mean. So I like to just constantly be on the flow of just like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, like priorities, so I can do what I want to do. Though when I slack, it's not great. It's not good for me. Like I said, we all have our kryptonites. Didn't say that, but I was implying it. And my kryptonite, is relationships. I mean, I don't want this to be the belief, but getting so much better at it. I've gone through the ringer with not many men. That's bullshit, but like 3. And yeah, just very interesting. The third being my PF. Just to see like how I react to relationships. I don't know how you all feel about this, but obviously lustful feelings they just feel great. Like, engaging in sexual activity is so much fun. Like, what the heck? And it definitely creates a bond with you and that person. Like, oh my God, obviously. Like, I'm not a scientist. Obvious. Now you can be fly and be a scientist, but I'm not a scientist. But it's evident that it affects the brain with oxytocin. Am I right, scientist? And dopamine. Am I right, scientist? YouTube scientist. And yeah, it's all fun and games. I don't see it. Like, I don't know what's happening, but you definitely get bonded to the person, which is not the problem. What becomes the problem is the byproduct of like quote unquote obsession. I'm not like on the sidelines obsessing about this person, but they end up becoming a thought in my head, and they impede your thoughts when you're working. If you don't agree to this, good for you. I wish you the best. Teach me your ways in the comments below. But yeah, when I'm in a relationship, it's just like, it's kind of like a big majority of my thoughts, which is why I'm like a response in me is like, oh, let me like cut this person out of my life so I can focus on me, which is not healthy, because then how are you supposed to maintain a relationship and work? Like, I want a relationship and I want to be able to like work and focus on me. So the good thing about my partner and I is that we are very like understanding of one another, and like we discuss like, hey, focus on you, focus on me, and like we do our thing. And I know other couples do this very successfully, but everyone has their kryptonite, and this one's mine. But I'm getting better. I can lose distraction on myself. Can't relate, cool. But if you can relate, you know the struggle. I think I tend to beat myself up if like I deal with something and someone may not, like, because like, what if you don't deal with this, or someone doesn't deal with this, and it's like, oh damn, like maybe there's something wrong with me. But I'm confident that a lot of people deal with the same things, right? Please. And yeah, I mean, I think it's true though. A lot of people, when they end up getting in relationships, not that their side hustles decrease. I know a lot of people that like that shit boosts, And I know I've inspired my partner in a lot of ways, but then also like I do take up time of his in his life in which those were times he'd be working. So trying to like take a step back and like do me time, him time, coming together when appropriate, and just being like, I think a big thing for me too was being nervous if I had spent time with this individual, if I spent any less time with this individual, if I had to like be like, sorry, like I need to focus on me, which I have expressed. Now he's expressing like, hey, I need to focus on me and like do my work too. I was nervous if that were to happen in the beginning, would that make us go apart because less time would be with that person. But it's come to find out that obviously not. It makes you miss them more. And if it did, you know, it's not meant to be. It's just not a compatible relationship, you know, like, and like truth be told, like these things are not supposed to, if anything breaks your relationship up, like it wasn't meant to be, like it wasn't strong enough, you know. And if, you know, at the end of the day, like you need to prioritize you as a person, and they need to prioritize them as an individual. A lot of people, I believe, they end up really taking the relationship and like really focusing on like, oh, this is my life, but like what happens when the relationship's over, you know? And I get it. Maybe the relationship is never over, which is great. Like I hope that for me, for us. But all you have is a relationship. Pause too. It's like, okay, like I have a family, like I've raised a family. That's great. What about individually, you know? And I think that's very important. Like beyond relationships, within, like we were born into this world, and we're like, we have desires, we have dreams, like we want to do things. And maybe your dream is to have a family. Of course, like, you know, there's an argument too that like maybe if you don't, I think everyone has a purpose in this life. Like maybe someone's purpose is to be a mother or whatever, or a father or a guardian or whatever, you know, take care of people, whatever. But I do wonder if there's untapped potential within too, if they never truly discovered other aspects of themselves. But everyone has a place in this world, everyone, you know, and yeah. a lot of thoughts, a lot of arguments that I'm trying to to fight against, but that's what y'all are for if I miss anything. So I'll let myself go on the tangent. I have a cat. She's coming to me, and by she, I mean he, but we thought it was a girl for a bit. Yeah, and they do their thing, and I'm just vibing. But yeah, I don't know. Like, so that's how I feel. And this is about focusing on yourself, this video, but you never want to I didn't want to come at it from that perspective, to be like, focus on yourself, and then like, I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna be like, these are my thoughts. What's the conclusion? What's, you know, it's a focus on yourself in a relationship, in the sense like you need to really know how to separate the two. That's gonna be my video. It's gonna be super short. I'll just splurge. I'll come up with more things that come to mind. I do gotta go. I do gotta work. This was all over the place, but I'm thinking of getting into podcasting, which I brought up before, but individual podcasting where I just speak my thoughts. No one knows me, but I've always feared that if I did end up doing this, what I'm doing now, it'd be interesting because I love the artistic realm. I love to be, and I would love to sing and act and stuff, but then I'm revealing so much about myself. But I think the cool thing about being a human is that we do experience these things, and it makes us love people in the limelight more when they express their humanness. So I don't think there's anything negative about that. Side note, I was watching Tyla. What a woman. Oh my god, she's so young too. I'm just like, what? I love a young woman with confidence. I love a person with confidence, but it's so cool. Like, a lot of these people that are pursuing their dream at an extremely successful level in the limelight, majority of them believed, not all of them, but like Tyla was expressing, she's like, I always knew I was going to be a pop star. I was like, what? Like, that's so bizarre, because we hear so many celebrities say that, and it just, what's the takeaway from that is just like, I truly believe we become what we believe. It's just wild. It's just truly so bizarre. And I believe, I think about, I don't know to what extent it's positive, but in which ways I limit myself. I feel like I've limited myself a lot. I don't know if you've ever felt that, but every day I know it's the next day. Like, I know a day has passed. I know days are passing. Like, it's like when it's January and then all of a sudden it's November. It's like next month is gonna be December and that's gonna be January again. It's just like knowing time is passing and like seeing the people in your lives like age, but it's not just the aging, it's the changing, you know? And seeing that shift emotionally, spiritually, physically, it's sad because it makes you think. If you're like constantly on the go, like I'm a person who's constantly on the go, chasing something in which it's like, what are you chasing, you know? Like, what are you constantly working about? Like, one day everything around you is gonna be gone. And like, oh, that's like a scary thought. And the only thing you can do in those moments is to pause and just be like, I need to do better. And the only way you can do better is like if you like look at you and you prioritize like, what is good for me? Like, what do I want? And how do I move towards that? Because when you move towards that, then you can take in what's around you, you know? If you're on the chase of something that's not true to you, that's hard because it's like being on a wheel, like a spinning wheel. That could apply to chasing your goals too, but I believe you live more in fulfillment when you are within chasing your goals and living with vibrancy and moving with purpose, you know? Like, I think the most beautiful feeling is when you wake up with like excitement, like, oh, I get to be alive. And I know a lot of people that's a gratitude shift in mindset where you wake up and you just are happy to be alive, but not everyone has that. Not everyone is happy to wake up and be alive because not everyone is doing what, you know, that's not everyone's doing what they dream of, what they want. And that could be their fault, that could be by their own doing, that could be through external situations in ways they've grown up. It could be so many different reasons, but those people that are so happy all the time, like a part of me wants to envy them, but then another part is like they're also choosing to live in that thought process, and then they're also pursuing what they want, you know? It's just like living in alignment. So yeah, these are just my thoughts at the moment, and yeah, let me know how you relate to any of this. I mean, let me know if you can, let me know what you think. How do you see this? What does this make you think about? How do you plan to be better? How do you want to be better? How do you suggest someone else do what they dream of? Like, I think life is so scary, and like that's like weird to say because it's like life is so beautiful, you know, too. If you really wake up with vigor and you live intentionally and like but we can get so clouded up with like social media, physical materials, and what other people are doing, like living in the same house with people and like their problems and seeing what they're going through. Like it can be rough. And also when you're young, you have this lens on and everything seems like very rosy and possible. And then when you get older, it's like, oh shit, time's passing. Is this possible? And it's like, well, it may be, but are you doing that too? You know? Or was it just a fantasy, just a dream, just a desire, just a thought? Because everything's just a thought until you make moves, take action. But maybe why you're not taking action is because you're scared, you know? So I'm going to ponder on this more. I'll get back to y'all. And yeah, I mean, this is just open dialogue. I mean, at this point, I have nothing to lose. You shouldn't either. I don't know where your heart guides you, but this is where mine guided me today. I'm not per se a spiritual person, but I feel like I tend to think like one and talk like one. But I'm not as enlightened or elevated as these humans. And those are cool humans. So If you have anything you want to share with me, please do. Bye. You guys should check out my music. It's Amber Danielle. Let me know what you think. Oh my god, I love music so much. See, this is what I like to do. But the marketing has to up. I'm gonna come out with a music video soon. I'm in the works of it. I filmed it in August of this year, and hopefully it's out by the end of the month. So I'm so excited. Maybe I'll release it December 30th. It's my birthday. I'm gonna turn 25. That's illegal. Oh my god. Okay, bye, people. Kisses. Mwah. Share your thoughts, please. Bye.